So today guys, we have a special treat. A lot of you guys have been asking me what are some of the best settings for Title Update 15, and that is what this video is for. So if you guys are ready for that, get ready because we're gonna have a full breakdown of some of the best settings that you guys should be changing for this season. But before we do, I do want to say a quick thank you to our sponsor, Advanced GG, some of the best supplements on the market. And I'm telling you guys, these guys have been blessing me since I partnered with them with some of the best energy products, some of the best hydration products, and some of the best products on the market, hands down. If you guys haven't heard already, they not only have energy products, they have focus products, which are more for getting in the game, and then they have hydration products that help you hydrate throughout the day with a lot of electrolytes. So if you guys want to see any of their new products, check out their website. This website is pretty easy to use. Make sure when you do go in and you select an item, at the checkout, make sure you guys use skills, because starting today, you guys can get 30% off your order. Yes, 30%. All you have to do is use skills. But that is a big thank you to our sponsor of the video. Let's get into the settings I think you guys want to see. So if we head over to our settings tab, guys, we're gonna go straight to gameplay, right? So gameplay has a lot of settings that I really recommend changing, and this is going to help you become a better player. They have a few things right off the bat I will tell you guys to change that might get a little annoying. Number one, if you guys are playing with a bunch of friends and you're tired of hearing those receive calls for backup from nearby agents, well, this is going to be defaulted on. But they gave us an option that you can actually turn this off. I currently have mine off, but if you ever want to go help another agent, this is a great way to do it. You can also only do it for your friends and clan members, so that way you can hear the backup calls for your friends and clan members, or you could just turn it off completely, because sometimes it can get a little ridiculous. So I recommend maybe keeping it off all for now, unless you're just out there really wanting to join random players and help them out. That's a great option. But for me, I think this helps clear up some of that noise that comes in. Now there is an option, auto high HUD, turn off to keep the HUD always visible. I have mine on, so that way, right now you see it in the middle, that HUD right there, it will from time to time just disappear. So that is a great option if you guys want that to be hidden. That is a great option for you guys. Now, the in-game hints, once you guys become very proficient in the game and you don't really need to know any more in-game hints and you're just kind of tired of them popping up all the time, turn this off. Thank me later. Show damage numbers. I always have this on because that's how you can tell how hard your build is hitting. You can really compare how hard your build hits against those NPCs and stuff like that. And we will be showing you guys how to get those floating numbers that a lot of you guys keep asking me, and I'll show you in a second. The show radar, that's gonna be at the top right. So let me show you real quick. You see at the top left where it has the White House and it has a radar. You can actually have that off. If you like the more tactical feel, if you wanna keep your UI very clean. So just go back to settings, go back to show radar, and then hit off. And then now it no longer is there. So another great thing for you guys to do, just keep that off right there if you guys don't want that. But like me, I like having that on, especially because it gets kind of crazy out there with so many NPCs, and sometimes you're looking for them, it helps find them. So I keep mine on. Show connectivity info. This is actually great if you guys want to see where you guys are connected to, if you guys have a solid connection, if you're lagging or not. You want to click that on, and then look, let me show you where it's at. So right here where it shows social, you see where it says US East. If I go up, you can still see that it's blue. Like if you ever get that where it's red, you might be in the wrong server. Then you could click on it, and at the top, it might say find new server. Since I'm in my home server, which is US East, it's not going to say that, but sometimes you get this if you join someone, say from Europe, and you're in the Europe server, and then you go find better server, it will pop you back. But that's a great way to know what server you're currently in. Go down here, we'll go back to settings, and then also with your network stats, you can go here and then see what your latency is. You can also see your packet loss if you have any, and what your send rate and your receive rate is. So we go back down, and then you have player level visible. I always keep that on. Menu glitch effect, I have that on. The menu strobe effect, I have that on. Some of you guys might turn that off. A lot of these are just optional, nothing have to. Automatic group refill, I have this on, especially if I'm doing some type of matchmaking and I'm the group leader. That way it just automatically refills. You can turn that off if you just don't want, if you're going with 3 people and you hit matchmaking, you find somebody and you don't want to refill because you're waiting for that person to come back, well, you can just keep that off. Show skills, on group frame. I actually like this, and I will show you gameplay with this real quick. So if you look right here at the bottom, it's gonna show every skill that the team is using. So that's the only time it shows that is if you have this option selected. So I recommend, if you want to do this, recommend putting that on, because then you can always see what your team is running and you kind of get a feel for what everybody's running, and maybe it makes you switch your skill out and you run something to kind of complement the group you're running with. Exit photo mode when taking damage. I have this on yes, because say if you're taking a photo and then all of a sudden you start getting shot, it automatically will exit it and give you a chance to survive. GPS line, turn this on to enable in-world navigation guidance. If you guys are new, I recommend keeping this on. If you guys have been playing for a while, this might be something you keep off. That's just really personal preference. It's definitely a good option for anybody at the end of the day. Enable signature weapon swap effect. I just have mine on. Now for the field of vision and additional field of vision while aiming, I 100% recommend this. I think this has improved my aim tremendously. And even though it's just visual effect, it definitely helps me out. It creates an effect where I feel like sometimes my aim isn't going as crazy. And a lot of the people, when they say, hey Skillz, your aim is actually really on point, this is one of the reasons. It's not all the reason, but it's one of the reason. Having this to 25 and having this to 25 definitely gives me the sense that I have hardly any recoil, and this helps out a ton, guys. And I'm telling you guys, a lot of people ask me, obviously I play on a monitor, so that helps too, because I will tell you guys, if you guys play on a huge TV, your recoil will definitely look bigger, because right, the bigger the TV, the bigger the recoil. The smaller the TV, the smaller recoil. So you make less adjustments like visually. So along with this field of vision, these two are my go-to settings for the Division 2. A lot of you guys who ask why my aiming is so good, it's because of this right here. And I think a lot of you guys, this will definitely, just changing this takes a little to get used to, but you guys will thank me later. Motion sickness mode. If you guys do get motion sickness, highly recommend putting yes. And any HUD tutorials I turn off, but if you're new, keep this on. Now, if we go to the UI, you know you can customize everything in your UI however you want. So there's actually some pretty cool stuff that you guys can do. I leave mine on layout 1, but if you guys want to change that, good place to do that. Go back to settings. Button color mode, I leave mine on classic, really just up to you. Scrolling combat text, this is the setting that a lot of you guys keep asking me. How do I get the settings where I can see the numbers pop up next to the enemy I'm shooting? And this is it, combat text scrolling mode. Default, it is on random spear. Floating is where I personally like it, and I think a lot of people enjoy this. So if you've been looking for that setting that you're seeing right here in this gameplay, this is for you. Now the raid speed run UI, this is only if you do raid runs. It will pop up on the top left. If you don't want that there, turn that off. If you do want to see the time that you have for each section, well, that's great for you. And then active talents above crosshair. I love this. It's easier. It allows you to know what talents you guys have active when you're aiming. So as you guys see in here, we're aiming in and we do have a talent buff active. And this is why it's great, because you know exactly what talent you have. A lot of times people don't realize that that's even there, but yeah, that's an option for you. For audio, I'm not even gonna go through anything. This is really just up to you on, I think it doesn't really matter too much in the Division 2. It's nothing too crazy like you really have to worry about in like a first-person shooter like Call of Duty. For controls, this is something that you guys really want to mess with and definitely adjust. The parkour mode during gameplay, I have mine off to no, because you do not want this to jump off. If you have this on yes, let's just go, let me show you. So if I had this on yes, look what would happen. It would automatically just jump over everything for me. And say if you're trying to get in cover, this can come pretty crazy. But if you do like this when you're sprinting, well, you guys can have that. And just go to settings, make sure you guys have that on yes. I keep mine on no. Now, parkour mode during auto run, I actually like this. So if you don't know, if you double tap on the run, there it's sprinting, right? So right now, while I'm auto running, I'm not even holding anything on my joystick. I'm just literally holding the right joystick. This helps out a ton. It will automatically parkour over everything. You just have to double tap on the left joystick and it will auto run, so you don't have to keep holding down. Another great feature for a lot of you guys who really are into that. Back to controls. Camera sensitivity, aim sensitivity. This is something you need to adjust yourself. I personally like 15-15. Some people like 20-20. I've grown to love 15-15, but a lot of people play max sensitivity at 2020. The higher sensitivity, the better the movement, honestly. So if you guys are struggling with your movement a little, up your camera sensitivity, and this could help you guys out a lot. Definitely something you guys got to get used to, but play with the sensitivity that works best for you. Scoped in sensitivity modifier, I keep mine on 3. This is when you're scoped in with a sniper scope, and 3 seems to work perfect for me, and my aiming's pretty solid on console with the controller. Controller vibration, I turn this off. I know it sucks because we do have these really cool controllers on PS5, but obviously the adaptive triggers don't work on this game because it's an older game, but it still vibrates, but the vibration does mess up my aim, so I turn that off. Button layout is default, so you guys can change this however you want. For the dead zone size, this is default because if you have a newer controller, you shouldn't have to adjust this at all. But if you do have an older controller, this can definitely be something you guys need to fix. Now, the Invert Y Axis, Invert X Axis, I put no, some people do play with this. Now, the toggle to sprint, I keep this yes. This is toggle between needing to either hold down sprint or just tap the button. So I keep mine on yes, right? So I keep mine on yes. So I have to just tap it once, and then I could just push forward on the joystick. Now, if you weren't to have this on yes, you would literally have to hold down the joystick the whole time, and you don't want to do that, especially it's gonna mess with a lot of your movement, make it worse than what it needs to be. So yeah, you want to change that. The 180 sprint turn, have this on, helps your movement, so I always have that on. The auto look center, I actually have this off. Some people like this on, but I actually have this off. Enable auto run. This is the auto run feature I was telling you that works with the Parkour mode. You double tap the left joystick or whatever it is on your corresponding platform, and voila. So I do have this on yes. I think this is a great feature. I hardly use it as much, but it's there for when I don't want to do it. Movement connected cover, I have this on. So say if I were to get in cover, all I have to do is hit on my joystick and will automatically let me get off. If I didn't have this, I would have to hit X just to get off of cover. A setting that you don't want to have, you can get stuck in cover doing this. So I actually like the ability to push X to get into cover and then automatically just hit my joystick to get out of cover. Cover move around corner with press of a button. I have this no, and the reason why is because say if I'm right here, if I want to go around this cover, I can just use my joystick to go around. Now, if you don't have this feature, you actually have to hit a button just to get around cover. To get around the cover like this, you would have to hit a button every time. And again, anything that causes you to use more buttons to just be able to move really slows down your gameplay, and actually can cause you to die, get you stuck in corners, just something you don't want to have. Move around corner speed, you can have slow. I recommend putting fast. The aim assist, leave this on if you guys want to have solid. You guys ask how my aim is good. I leave aim assist on. I don't adjust it. Grenade aim assist on. Hold to aim, I do yes because I don't want to be stuck aiming in. So right now I'm holding the aim in. If I were to use the other one, I would tap and I would be stuck in aim and I have to tap again. I hate options like that. Some people like that, but being able to zoom in, use the left trigger whenever I want to go in and out like this is amazing. If you have to hold, click it once, click it twice, it's a pain, right? It shouldn't even work like that. But some people like it. I'm letting you know my settings. Cancel skill while aiming. This is actually a great way to cancel your skills. So say if I'm about to throw out a skill, right? Say if I'm about to throw out my decoy and I want to cancel it, I don't want to throw it. All I have to do is hit the aim button and it won't throw it. So you see my skill is still there. Say if I want to throw it, it's there. But if I don't want to throw it, aim in, it automatically cancels it. So it gives you the option to cancel it just by aiming in without having to waste the skill and throw it and then rethrow it out. So great option for a lot of you guys who accidentally click on something like, oh, no, I want to get in. And then enter cover on long press. I actually have this. No, some people have this. Yes, personal preference. For the graphics, 15, 10, 15 is how I usually have it. And I have neutral lighting off. HDR 10 is what I have. 500, 500. This really depends on the monitor you have or the TV. So adjust that accordingly and then adjust it to where you think your brightness is good. Voice over IP, I actually have this no, so I can always hear other players. Group volume, this is just my volumes. This is just really up to you on how you have that. And then if you ever get into the dark zone, you just don't want to hear any of the other people because they're trash talking bad, you can go on here and only put your teammates. If you want to hear all the trash talk, well, put it all. So you have that option to change that off. Accessibility, this is just other stuff on here. One thing I will say is the on-screen keyboard is a great option. It enables the screen keyboard. So if you're in a group, you just tap on the down button and then you can just tap to your, because sometimes people don't have mics. You say, hey, we got to go. Hey, this great option for a lot of you guys who don't like using mics. I recommend it. And language, this is really up to you, and this is game language is based on your region. So here you guys go. Those are my settings, guys, and those are some of the best settings to change in Title Update 15 Season 9. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Hopefully you guys help you out. Hopefully this answered any questions you guys might have had. And I just want to say, appreciate the support, appreciate the love. Thanks again to our sponsor of this video, allowing me to bring you guys content on the low. All right, guys, I'll see you guys around. Until the next one, appreciate the support, appreciate the love. Hey, Nothing But Skills out.